Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker, and today we're going to talk about a couple different topics that I've got. I'll be doing the full video over on locals.com, long form, and I'll chop it up for YouTube. So if you guys are over here on YouTube, this will be the first one I'm putting out. Real quick, I did want to, in my last video that I talked about, when I was doing when I talked about Kyle's trial and everything like that, I let you guys know back from my setting here. I'm back in Florida. I'm at the family's house. My father was having what they thought at the time was strokes. He fell and broke his hip. They plated and bolted. It was his, I think they called it a femoral neck fracture, so they fixed that. He wasn't even going to go to the doctor, and he was still walking on it until my mom convinced him to go get that taken care of. And then a day or two after that, we thought mom had to call 911, and get him into the hospital. She thought he had a stroke, and he came home, and she called me and told me, and then he had another one, and I said, oh, geez, this doesn't look good. And so I spent 3 days driving from Montana to Florida. I did a very long day. Anyway, come to find out, it seems to be seizures. He's having daily seizures of anywhere between 15 and 30 minutes where he kind of, like his limbs will kind of lock up and he kind of freezes and just kind of blanks out. And it's almost like a seizure, except he doesn't really muscle twitch much. He just kind of locks up. And then he comes back around and he has no idea what happened. I looked into it a bit. And dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's can sometimes have these seizures. So he's on medication. He's doing okay for now. Not great, though. He's not having conversations much anymore. He sleeps 90% of the time. So, that's why I decided to not only come here to Florida, but to stay here to help my mother with some things and to try to spend some time with my dad, although the quality time seems to be not much anymore. But I'll tell you, I thought it was interesting that many times when you're a baby, you wear diapers, your parents have to feed you, they have to bathe you, they have to take care of you. And now that my father's, closer to 90 than 80, I think he's 87 this year, I'm having to bathe and help change his diapers. And the other day we were on the back porch and I was clipping his toenails. That was an interesting experience. But I think it's good to be there for him and my mom because they were always there for me when I was growing up. So don't know how long I'll be here, at least through Thanksgiving, so maybe into the 1st of December. We'll see if I stay for Christmas. So that's what's going on with that. With the Kyle thing, I did a video just on that. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But I noticed that I got a lot of angry messages from people that were either Kyle is a hero, and I can't believe you didn't support him, and, rioters are crazy and evil, and they're awful people. And then from the other half, I can't believe that you think he should have been there, and it was his right, he shouldn't have been there, and illegal. And I basically, again, if you try to take the middle of the road, you'll get eggs thrown at you from both sides. So I had a lot of people that said they were going to unsub and do their own. That's fine. But what I think is important, especially in nowadays, with everything that's going on, and I don't have my Stream Deck, so I have to mouse click over on my OBS software. So if I misclick, please ignore that. Something that I think is important with the way things are going on right now, with the way everything is in society, it's really important to try to step back and look at the million-mile view versus getting involved. I think it's important to realize that the media, politicians, even social media, people are going to try to paint their narrative in a light that they want you to see. And understand, kind of take yourself off from the chessboard. Like, don't be a piece on the chessboard. Step back a little bit. Realize you're being gamed. Realize that they're manipulating you, and don't get so involved that you become part of that. And what I mean is, like, okay, you can have an opinion on Kyle's situation. You can have an opinion on the riots and things like that. But when you get to the point where you say, you stick your fingers in your ears and you start screaming, la, 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 I can't hear you because you're saying something I disagree with. You're losing the point a little bit. Part of the important thing right now, more than ever, at least in my life, is trying to step back and see, how are they manipulating me? What are they? It's like a magician. They have like I have a little paper towel here. It's like a magician where they'll take something here and they say, now pay attention, and they do one of these, oh, now over here, blah blah blah, and the whole time, they're always trying to misdirect you. And I'm not a very good magician, so if you say that was a horrible French drop, yes, I get it. But the whole point is that they're going to misdirect you, right? See if I can do this at least once, pretty good. Yeah, it's not too good. You can still see it. Anyway, they try to misdirect you, and the whole thing is that whether you're checking in one hand or the other hand, that's not what you should be paying attention to at all. What you should be paying attention to is that the media and the government and the people in the ivory towers, I like to call them, they're trying to get white people mad at black people and blacks mad at white, and Latinos, crossing the border. They're trying to get you upset because people are crossing over the border illegally, which is a problem. But they're trying to get men to hate women, and the alphabet community it's all a distraction. It's all a distraction while they slowly accumulate power. They slowly accumulate money. And ultimately, they don't want you really, because what would happen to really make us dangerous if it was all the citizenry, all of us normies, angry at the establishment, angry at those that have a lot of power, a lot of wealth, angry at the news media for lying to you. So they're trying to keep you in the game so you're not paying attention. And again, I'm not upset. Look, if I say something and you guys are like, oh man, I totally disagree and I'm never listening to this guy again, like, go ahead. That's part of your thing, and I'm not going to be mad at anybody that thinks that way. But when you're down in the trenches like that, back up a little bit and realize what they're doing to you, and try to understand they're purposely trying to get us to hate each other and to manipulate you. And I'm saying, just don't do it. Like, don't let them manipulate you to the point where it's always us versus them, no matter who the us and them is. Realize that it should be all of us together versus the upper ups. So just keep that in mind. Okay, let me find my right screen here. Oh, and very quickly, thank you to the Ukrainian fan who sent this in. I won't mention any initials or names because I don't want to. Dox is the wrong word. I haven't been given permission to give out any information, so I'm not going to. But thank you for the fan that sent this in. I don't even remember where I posted this picture, whether it was on one of my YouTube videos or if it was on Instagram or where it was. But a fan took a picture that I had posted, and I guess hand charcoal or pencil drew, and it's amazing. So thank you very much for the person that emailed this into me, or they sent it via a PayPal link. Email me, the person that did this, at beingthebestbachelor@gmail.com. I'd like to maybe order a print of this and maybe have you send it to me so I could frame it and put it up on my wall, because I absolutely love this, and it has my buddy Walker on there. Okay, college girls are roasted online for being easy. Many times I've said that, and I did this in a video last month. I said, women are becoming their own worst enemies. And I could really title every single video, Women Are Their Own Worst Enemies. Because what they're doing is they're essentially, I don't know if this is like bragging online for other women. I don't know if it's bragging online for attention from social media, which I think it is. I don't know exactly who they're doing it for, but I can tell you why, and it's for attention, and that's what it's all about. So some college girls posted. Let me get did I not bring up the video? Let me see. I may have forgot to put my video in here. Just a second. I hate when I do this. I had to do some shifting because all this stuff I pulled up on my old computer, and then when I drove here to Florida, I moved everything around, and I had to Let's see, where's my video? Okay, here it is. Let me put that up into my. All right, let me pause this. Okay, sorry for the distraction there. Again, I'm out working off my laptop, and I have two little mini lights instead of my studio stuff and a USB microphone. So I'm doing my best while I'm on the road here. These girls, I found this was a TikTok video. Somebody posted it. I think it was women posting their L's online on Twitter. And here's some college girls bragging. I did edit it to pull down the volume of their cheering, but these are women telling all the awful things that they did in regarding their sexual lives. And I'll just play it first, and you'll know what.
I got expelled from my old school for fucking my teacher. Yay! I hooked up with my Uber driver while my boyfriend was passed out in the back seat. Yay! I fucked my ex's best friend and he still doesn't know. Yay!
The school thinks my sugar daddy is my real dad because he signs me out every week.
Yay!
I had a crush on my teacher, so I started dating his son so I could come over.
Yay!
All right, so I don't even remember exactly everything they went through, but you've got a girl dating her teacher's son so she could be closer to a teacher, this guy. You've got to, I mean, let's go by this one by one. Let me start this again here, because I want to go through this one by one. Because here's the thing: the reason why I highlight this stuff is because young men my age, all men are seeing women act like this. And while a guy would say, "Oh, lucky dude that," not all men, but some guys would be like, "Oh, lucky dude, he gets to hook up with these easy women and they're cute or whatever." That's fine. Like, a lot of guys might feel that way, but none of these guys are ever going to want a girlfriend like this or want a woman like this for a girlfriend or for a wife or for a long-term relationship. And as more and more women come out like this, more and more men say, you know what? A lot of women are like this today, and I don't want to be any part of that. So let's break this down. Let's listen to the first one. Let's listen to the first one here.
I got expelled from my old school for fucking my teacher. Yay!
All right, so kicked out of her school for banging her teacher. Now, I'm sure that if she got expelled for that, the teacher probably got fired. And let's hope she was of age, or else he's sitting somewhere in jail. But again, let's all cheer about this, because she did her teacher. Poor decision-making on his part, I'll say that.
I hooked up with my Uber driver while my boyfriend was passed out in the back seat. Yay!
All right, so she hooks up with the Uber driver while her boyfriend was passed out in the back seat. And again, as a guy, and sitting here, I'm like, oh, that's fake. Like, no one would do that. But I've seen so many horror stories now, and I've seen many stories like this where I go, yeah, I guess I could believe that. So imagine that. You're out with your girl, you have a couple drinks too many, you wake up in bed, you're like, well, at least we got home together. In the meantime, she rode the Uber driver in the front seat of the car while you were passed out. And the insult to injury on all of this stuff is the fact that they're cheering about it and laughing about it like it's funny. That's just the insult on top of the insult.
I fucked my ex's best friend and he still doesn't know. Yay!
All right, so she banged her ex's best friend, and of course he doesn't know. I don't know if she did it while they were together or apart, but again, a lot of guys are just like, nah, he's not dating her anymore, or maybe they're dating, but I don't care, I'm going to go for it anyway. Bad choice on the guy, maybe, but again, she's the one that did it and is cheering about it.
The school thinks my sugar daddy is my real dad because he signs me out every week.
Yay!
All right, so at least statistically here we have, 1 out of 5 who's she's got a sugar daddy. Old enough apparently to sign her out of school because it looks like her real dad, so there's that for you. Again, cheering it on.
I had a crush on my teacher, so I started dating his son so I could come over.
Yay!
All right, and crush on her teacher, so dated his son. Now, here's what's interesting. If she was okay to, let's say she's 18, that means the guys that she was dating was 18, 19, 20, something like that. And she had a crush on his dad, which means dad was probably in his 40s, maybe even early 50s, and she had a crush on dad. Now I got a lot of naysayers on here that say, "Oh, no one likes, these young women don't like older men." Well, she's the one that had the crush, and there's another one dating a sugar daddy, and who knows how old the Uber driver was. But the whole point to this is that, as more and more of these things get out there, as more of these things get out into the wild, it's not men that are degrading women. It's not men that are looking at women as sexual objects. It's not men necessarily. I mean, some of us do, some of us men do, but really, it's the women that are putting themselves out there like they're just sexual objects. It's the women putting themselves out there that they'll make bad or awful decisions just to hook up with a guy. It's the women doing it to themselves. So more and more, as women say, "Oh, I have a harder time finding a guy," or "No guy wants to have a serious relationship with me," or guys just hit it and quit it. Number one, the guys they're going for are the top, percenters, so they're just kind of playboys. And number two, your everyday guy, your average Joe, sees women like that, and he says, the odds are increasing. And it's more and more likely that a girl that I'm interested in or I think is cute is one of these girls. And you know something? The last thing you want to do is get the town garden tool and end up dating her, end up accidentally having a kid with her or something, or marrying her, and then later on finding out what an awful human she is, or finding a video like this online where your girlfriend's in it and you're like, "Oh, bro, man, like everybody online's seeing this." So, these women, now this video got posted, like I said, on Twitter, on women posting their L's online is the account. And, it was just a row of guys just absolutely laying into them. And a lot of guys, a good percentage of them, was like, "Hey, this is why I'm not dating anymore. This is why I'm single. This is why I only sleep with them. This is why I don't have a girlfriend." Again, women are doing it to themselves.